So this is our monthly Orinoco Economic Development Meeting. It's Tuesday, June 23rd. 26, 5:30. So with that, we'll do roll call order.
Mayor Ryland,
Here.
Daniel, Kathy,
Here.
Jan, here, Carl, here, Jamie.
Here.
Daniel just texted you, won't be able to make it. So with that, we have agenda to adopt. Anything anybody wants to add to the agenda that Kurt has? Make a motion, we approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Approve? Add the 26th meeting notes.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Comments? Corrections? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approve? There's no public hearings. Businesses. One is a status of our branding project.
Branding project, you can see on the very back page, it's a informational article that I wrote for the city council as well as you yourselves, because you're a big player. So the brand is done, tagline is done. We're working with Kane for certain colors for getting it on public vehicles. He's good at working with that. That's, as far as it goes, that's the last thing. So it's been rolled out.
The only thing I'm aware of is that the font on the tagline is being reviewed for some options.
Okay.
A little bit thinner font, I guess, better way to explain that. I think Bill was gonna ask Whitney for some options there.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a process. I've got everybody in the city involved with all the members of different organizations. And so people have had a say whether they've said anything or not, it's to them. But it's been, yeah.
So I've approached Chad Tracy about replacing the vinyl sheet that's in both of our both northbound and southbound highway signs. But I was gonna wait until we get the font finalized before we
Oh, yeah.
give it. But right now, if I understand it correctly, it costs like $3,500 to print both of them.
Okay.
So we'll see how that all comes out.
There could be.
They wouldn't change the design of the cabinet, they would just change the insert goes into it. Which, interesting, it has a bow in it already, so it kind of matches some of our bridge and O and everything too, so.
Yeah, there should be we could hopefully find a grant to pay for that, to have them placed on the, are you talking about Highway 52 signs?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll fit. So exit 64 north, or going northbound, southbound, it's up by West Center Street. They have a solar powered light on them.
Okay.
Or in front of them, I should say.
Now, there is a grant coming up I was gonna talk about, a new business that we could use possibly for that. I'll talk about them when we get there.
I'll let you know what that final number is, but
That'd be great.
take a look at it.
I think it's worth mentioning that doing work like this for a branding project is no easy feat. And I think what's great about it is that we have an outcome. People might not agree with it or like it or those pieces, but to me, that's not what is like most valuable out of this, is that a work group came together with all kinds of different backgrounds to give input and work through a process to come up with the end result. So it was really great to see the community come together and to do that. Though it's like you have to figure it all out as you go. It's still a really great accomplishment. Not easy to do sometimes, but it was great to see our community come together around it and work through it.
I agree. That's the only thing we have on the branding. There's what Whitney gave us too is a 8.5 by 11 sheet showing all the different variations of how you can use the font, black font, white font, and so it's just kind of an example of the standards that we're allowed to use, I guess, you know.
Yeah, they call them like branding guidelines, so when
Right.
teams are using them, they kind of know how to apply them in different settings.
The color specs is called out in it too, so it's, everybody knows. I guess those are industry standard numbers, so. All right, next item is EDA for our development of River Park Outlot A.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this on here, even though it's really unique. Ryan and I got an email from Mike Flaherty, and we're not supposed to really speak about attorney-client privileges, we're supposed to speak about. So what I'm gonna do is, in the event that it does move forward, I have a little plan of what we can do as an EDA to sell that land, have it platted and so on. But until that time, and I think you're gonna speak about it, Rylan, at the July city council meeting.
21st City Council.
So until that time, I won't dive into what's been said about it.
Yeah.
It's just a unique legal situation with that land. But it is a good opportunity for the city, so that.
So hopefully in our 28th meeting, we can, you know, get some direction from the council or what the council wants to do. Possibly, so. That's our next EDA meetings on the 28th, so. 1 week after council. Surprised it took a lot of attorney time to look at all the different details of it, so. Very good. Next item is our housing study comprehensive plan.
Yeah, I guess what I need from the EDA is an idea that we should pursue one of these. I think the last meeting I was at, it's not May, it was April. We haven't really. It wouldn't be that we would do it for sure, but you know, I do think the city of Orinoco could use a comprehensive plan because it's the one they have is dated. Housing plan is gonna have to be a major player because, you know, the city's gonna need it for the growth of the city and over the next 20 years. So should I write up an RFP for these in the event that we do want to move forward?
So at our April meeting, we all, along those same lines as the housing is, at least our current 2006 comprehensive plan, housing is part of that comprehensive plan. And it goes into quite a bit of detail, so a standalone housing, in my opinion, I think a standalone housing study would be more advantageous to use that money towards, because there was money budget for both of these. It'd be more advantageous to put on the comprehensive plan.
Your housing would be a part of your comprehensive plan, right?
And the other aspect of it too is that Daniel made this comment at the April meeting, I don't think it's in the minutes, but basically, and it's a good point, you know, the land we have is, we really don't have much land, if you will. To look at a housing project, you know, we have there's 2 projects right now that are, one is the 43 acres, just north of, Two Sisters, that Ari, Collis had, but he sold it to a gentleman from South Dakota. We met briefly with him here about a month ago. He's still not swirling, but he's not sure what he's going to do with it yet either. So we haven't seen any plots, concepts, or anything. So, and the other one is the drain field for Orinoco Crossing. Falls on across the street from around the white fence from the 2 RV dealers. That's the drain field that served Casey's. In the past it was Casey's and everything on Energy Lane and people's cooperative 2 RV dealers. So that's available for projects. So there's some discussion about developing that into a housing project. And last I heard was that PNC, or I should say, People's Energy Cooperative was going to have, there's 3 developers that are looking to do some work with it. And they're bringing their concepts to PNC.
Yeah.
Just to get some feedback.
Marty Walsh.
Yeah, Marty is one that was asking them to do that now. Last time I talked, that was his plan. I should follow up with him to see if he's still planning on doing.
Yeah, I spoke to him last week. He was, so.
Okay, all right. So it's still the plan for the July 9th meeting. Typically it would have been the first Thursday, which is the 2nd, but because of the weekend with the 4th, they moved it to the 9th of July. So that'd be the first insight to what those 3 developers are looking for. There could be some townhouses, there could be some 2 or 3 level apartments. We're not sure what proposing, but that's kind of the general comment. It's not meant to be. I guess the one takeaway is not meant to be a single family housing project, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Cool. So that'd be interesting to see what those concepts are and where it takes us and what People's Energy wants to do as well. So
When did you say the last time the comprehensive plan was updated? 2006?
2006. And it's very, back then it's all predicated about having a sewer system. And today it's even very applicable to what we're doing today with single family housing and multifamily housing and commercial. Everything that's happening today is clearly identified. It could be a 2015 comprehensive plan and still be applying because
Yeah, I was trying to recall like industry standard, how long they're good for. It kind of depends. It seems like it depends on the growth, the rate of the city growth. Like we haven't seen a ton of growth. We've had some things. If there's any other major changes that we need to address, but it sounds like you're saying that from your perspective, that comprehensive plan is still very much a document that can be used. There's not a lot of changes to it.
discount because it's 20 years old, but it's still very applicable today. So, but it does need to be updated, that's for sure. That's for, the town's grown substantially. We're over 2,000 people now, 2015. In fact, I will send out a PowerPoint presentation. Melissa put together a information presentation for the county commissioners. They're back in early June 2nd, I think it was, early June. So they have been, the county commissioners have asked surrounding cities come to the commissioners and share, what's happening. In this case, it was Chatfield was talking about their water problem, their underground water storage, implications of all the problems they're starting to have with their water tank being an in-ground. And we gave Mel put together a presentation of the growth, how we're both residential and commercial, and she put that together and shared that with the county commissioners. It was very well received. Both of them were very well received. They've done it with Byron, Iona, so it was our turn for that presentation. So I will send that out to everybody when I get home tonight, kind of give you an idea. There's one figure that shows in 2026, Orinoco was the 17th fastest growing city in the state of Minnesota. About a 2% growth from 2020 to 2024, 1,800 to 200, 2,000, I'm sorry. So it's just a great overall where it's at right now.
And I moved to town.
I was
I
just-
That must have been you guys.
was seven. Yeah.
Had any other comments? So to move this forward, are you talking about an RFP in for, there's Stantec and CETA, there may be others out there too.
Correct. And there's a couple of companies. What would be nice is I could have Annie is the lady from CETA who does it. I could have her come to an EDA meeting. She can give you lowdown on what a comprehensive plan actually has in it. I mean, you could look at, there's Pine Island just had one done a couple years ago. It's on their website. But she goes down to what all it entails. And that may You may say, yeah, I think we need one of those, or you may say, I don't think we need one at this point. But I think she just had a child, so she probably won't make it. But she has other people in her place.
I think what would be nice is to be able to understand collectively what's in it and together about it. And then also understand out of like the community engagement work, what were the highest priorities that we're hearing from the community? I'm assuming we'll see some options for like where those are mapping over and if it all seems to align or not. But at least that could give us a comprehensive like group understanding and then make some decisions based on what we're hearing from the community.
So how about I'll contact Annie and see what's, if she can make it to July or August EDA meeting. She can give you a lowdown. It's not a sales pitch. Well, it's kind of a sales pitch because she's going to tell you what they do. But it's, because if I say comp plan, I'm sure a lot of people don't know what a comp plan is. Maybe so you have an idea what it is.
So is it correct? There's $20,000 left in our budget. Cover that. Because we had, I think we had 50,000
Okay.
budget and we spent 33,745 for the CEDA contract. And then there's 20,000 left between a housing study and pedestrian recreational trail planning was 5,000 to 10,000.
Okay.
And I think good use of that money could be toward a comprehensive plan.
And you could roll it into 20,000 into next year.
No, possibly in January due date or something like that. Separate budget. Just a brief update on the trail. So right now, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, there's going to be all the trails and the current gravel paths in Riverwood Hills parts that have not been paved are going to be paved. And then Ornell Park from the loop around the parking to the shelter house. And then there's a spin off to go to the restrooms. And then I believe there's another path that goes down to the playground equipment, which is scheduled to be paved. So there's going to our CIP. So that may be soon. That's a nice set that been trying for a long time to for Hills. I remember seeing a family pushing a gravel or pushing a stroller down the gravel. Hopefully that part of from the playground to Issus Lane was paved about 5 years ago, probably something like that. So that will be complete, so that's great.
Yeah. Move on to new business here. So I've been approached by Mel that Kane has been driving his own vehicle for several months now, due to the fact that they don't have another vehicle for him to drive. And so she asked about a possibility of a loan, or not a loan, excuse me, a grant for anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 that the city could then use a match because they've been saving money from the CIP to get him a vehicle. This summer, the Smith grant, small town grant is opening up and it's for about $20,000, which would be perfect. There are other grants available. So I guess my question is, I had planned to apply for the Smith small town grant for the vehicle to help Kane with the vehicle. But that Smith would also work good for those signs that you want to put on. I could do a little research on the other grants and apply for them. And then take the Smith opportunity, or should I just go for the Smith opportunity for the vehicle? And then wait to find other options for the signs. Because I don't know about signs still right now.
I guess we'd have to check to see if there's any funds left in the branding project. Do you know if there was? I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
I personally think if he's having to use his own vehicle, that's,
Important.
well, yeah, and probably gonna be harder to find a grant for that if this, we called it Smithfield grant.
Yeah,
If that covers a vehicle, a lot of times you're not gonna find that, but you might find the other type of grant money for community improvement or whatever, but I didn't realize he was driving his own pickup. The last time I remember him talking about his truck, he bought a new one and had to get new tires on the truck because I don't know, and somebody on city council told him that he should sell the used tires off the truck. But I think it's always kind of been a hard thing for the city to keep up with that.
He's not looking for a 2026.
Yeah.
There is a lot of older models still in the government surplus or state surplus.
Oh, nice.
Vehicles, so you can get a 2022 or 2019, and all be low mileage or no, or new use, so that's. Yeah, it's just a matter when you go out to the treatment plant and stuff on you, and you're using your own personal vehicle again.
Yeah.
Receipts, so it's just.
So how many trucks does
Very his own
Roanoke
place.
have? How many vehicles does the city of Roanoke have for their maintenance department?
sure.
That's a
There's
three.
4.
Huh?
I think there's 4.
So there's 4 trucks and there's not enough trucks to go around for,
There's 5 people.
In summer for sure, because they have extra workers in the summer, a couple extra workers, so I think that's where it's. So, yeah.
my question is, where's all the, I see the people mowing the lawn, they ride the mowers to mow, so that'd be one of my questions, where are all the trucks being used and where they're being used all the time? You're absolutely correct. The city, the employee should not have to be driving his own vehicle, but if there's 4 trucks, what's the use of the trucks that they're doing to do something? And where they all going with the trucks on,
Just the mere fact he's having to use them means they're all being used.
Yeah, I see him all the time out and about, Public Works. All over the community, so I don't know.
It's 3 for sure, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 3, if I do, whatever we have, they're being used either.
I think we have to be careful about what we're being asked. Cause my expectation is the city is being run as efficiently as possible. So like what I would assume that they're efficiently running their vehicles. I think the question before us is, there's a grant available and how do we want to prioritize the ask of the grant? Is if we are, as an EDA, we would normally maybe use that for a different project, like Smith Grant, light supporting our marketing. And are we okay delaying our marketing initiative to support another initiative within the city? Correct? Like, so I think that's the question in front of us.
Yes,
I just don't want to, I hear what you're saying, but I don't want to, it's not my role to test the integrity of the city or the organization. It's my role to help guide investment. And so the grant that we could be using could either go towards marketing, or we could prioritize it and say, give you direction to invest, to use your time to help support the city in another way. I just am trying to like navigate the question in front of us. So I appreciate the conversation,
Yeah.
but
again, I would disagree with that. And the question was asked before you start spending money in vehicles and everything else, from my side of it, is you gotta know the question, what they're all being used for and how many people to do that. That's a very legitimate question to do that. The sign is there already. That's really not pertinent in the sense that the sign is already there. The Orinoco is not going without a sign. There is a sign that says Orinoco. The logo is a little different. And so if they needed something different, I could understand going that way, because the sign isn't urgent to change up. Because you have something there, it's a little bit of a logo, you want to take one logo out, put a different logo on it. So if your logos on a vehicle are gonna get around town a lot more, you're gonna see a lot more of the logos on the equipment than there are driving down 52. So that, I guess my point is that if a vehicle is needed or whatever, if you find out that's what it is, it's more important to me to do something that way, because you already have a sign and go a different direction. Because you already have a sign there, and later on, see what it will come up with. That's why I asked the question. And so if I was to say something, I'd move it towards, as you said, towards the vehicle. The grant to look towards the vehicle for the community versus the sign.
Another side of it is the Smith, small town grant, it comes out every summer. Is there something else within the city, within Orinoco that you believe?
Is that the same grant that's nonprofits?
Yeah. I think he used it to start the branding. I think they got the small town grant. Was it last summer to help out with the branding? Yeah. So they fund a variety of things. Some of them are parks. In Rhoda, I tried to get one for the disc golf course. In Hayfield, I wrote one for the food shelf, for more shelves and a vacuum, and they denied it, which, how do you deny a food shelf? So, but if there's something in Orinoco that you feel as if, I'm all ears.
In your opinion, which one, the sign or a vehicle, which one would you think? So you don't just totally miss out on the grant, which one would you think they would more go for? So again, they don't deny it. You can put in something that they deny it, and then you got neither.
Right.
So I guess in your expertise on that, which one would you feel that they would be more apt to lean toward getting the city a grant for?
I would say probably the vehicle, because it's seems a bit more important for the community than the signs, and we can find other grants for the signs. But
I guess I would have to refer to your expertise and when you write the grant, whenever you think, when you spend the time and effort to do it, you get the grant.
That'd be nice. A lot of time.
We spent a lot of time looking at the application and, the requirements and the boundaries and the limits, your estimation, you think the vehicle would be warrant the time for an application?
Yeah, I do. When it comes out, because it hasn't officially come out yet, I can go, how about this? When it comes out, I can say we'll go after the vehicle. And if I read it, be like, no, it's not gonna work. Something about it is not gonna work. Then we could go to the signs or go with something that one of you suggests for the city.
So the small town grant is meant to be economic development, is that correct? So I guess I have, I understand the reason for the request and everything, but I think if I was a judge looking at an application for a pickup truck for a city, I'd probably say, should the city afford the pickup? Versus a marketing sign, which is kind of a branding process. It's all part of it. Awareness, development,
And there are other possibilities for a truck. Are there grant possibilities out there as well? But in all honesty, when we just got done with this brand of the city, just like you said, it'd be perfect for Smith to say, hey, we'll help you with those signs to put them on entrance in the city.
$4,000 versus some portion of 20,000.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, if you went that route, couldn't you throw in all of the decals and stuff and for the equipment and the trucks and there's other things you're gonna use that branding for besides the two signs.
From a public works standpoint, they have a clothing allowance. Because they have their own uniforms and everything, so they'll just share that new uniform with a uniform supplier. I'm not sure how much. It's a good question. I guess I don't know if it's scheduled all of them, but there would be for decals, and I have no idea, but
Yeah.
because he might be looking for the buildings too.
Yeah.
So, in question of yours is that the People's Cooperative always has grant money out there for a lot of things too. And because of this new branding, you could ask for a grant for some of the decals to refurbish some of the trucks out from People Cooperative. They have grant money for to nonprofits, the clothing, the brand, the city could write and ask for them to help out with some of that money to do that, and they would grant that money. They grant it all to all kinds of cities all around. So that's a possibility to save some money to do something else, but if they'd be willing to do that, it's something the city should look into and write in there. I wrote a grant for mine, and they give it to me.
Not to get down into the weeds, but is there anybody running the city right now?
Running.
City of Orinoco, we don't have a city manager, do we? So
No,
so there's nobody would be able to write grants right now.
Yeah, anybody can write that for them over there. You put your purpose down to them to write and ask for it. It's just all REA, all people's cooperative asks is what is your organization and what do you need to do it? I wrote mine for the Bell of Honor to do that, and they grant. The point is a simple thing. You just tell them,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing. The city secretary could write it and say for the city, and the city could put it in over there to them. So it is not the grant process isn't hugely, they just want to know why you want the money for a good
That's the
cause, and you could put
exception.
that in a very simple letter to them, and the board either says yes or no. I'm just trying to say that would help out
Yeah.
with maybe some things that you can do. And it could be one of the signs that they would help you with one of
That's a
the
simple
road signs.
process. I'm not used to that when it comes to grants. Usually it's, you know, how old is
We
your?
don't know, have a lot going on.
This is real simple over there at theirs.
Yeah, I would definitely help her with that. That's a possibility, but.
I think I'm sure you're aware of this. I was just looking at Smith has their past 5 years of grant recipients listed. Most of them, their description without the application opens July 22nd. It says, they're seeking proposals from communities which impact culture, education, economy, or social aspects of the town. Most of them fall within, it seems like, categories of comprehensive planning or planning efforts, marketing efforts, improvements to parks, a lot of improvements to parks, a lot of arts types of initiatives, markets, murals. So there's a wide range of things. Didn't see anything for vehicles. So I think you're spot on in like doing some asking and seeing if a vehicle would qualify for it, because I'm not seeing anything like it. Doesn't mean it doesn't qualify for it, but perhaps it's just doing a bit more research to understand. Do you know what the time frame is that opens on the 22nd? When is it closed?
It's a couple weeks,
Mhm.
and then it's about a month until you find out.
So I think the other part of the discussion is interesting is like, how do we best take advantage of this new brand? So is it decals? Is it, what else? Is it the signs? Are there other things we could be doing for seeing the plan into action now that it's the pieces there? Or maybe there's another initiative within the city through parks or trails or other things, but it'd be worth a conversation with others to find out what we would want to prioritize.
The Parks Committee's looking at this grant too. I should touch base with Marie. Reesdorfer, she's a councilman, so. I'm pretty sure they're aware of the grant.
Some of your branding too is.
Benches or
So here in the poles you put, if you had the old gold rush type thing, but some of the branding through your town is you've had the flags out here. So if you want to put the new logo on the flag on the poles like you put out, that's a branding thing. That's what people drive through your town to think about. But it would appear to me, as what you just said, that if they give us some money to do the branding, and now that we've done it, now how do you apply that? And so that I would think they would look at that and say, well, we give them the money to do the branding, now we'll give them some money to implement their branding.
Yeah, what'd you say the start date was on that? July
22nd?
2nd. Our next meeting is July 28th.
Would you be comfortable bringing back some
Yeah.
thoughts based upon your research,
Yeah.
and maybe talking with city and other
Yeah.
league members? I think it would be good to hear about
So
there's
it
other parts within the city that are looking at.
kind of sounds like the vehicle may not be a possibility for this specific grant. Anything with the brands, parks. Brandon, if you hear anything about, through the park system that they may need. If you hear anything through the park system in town, they may need,
Yes. Let's face it.
let me know. But yeah, I'll do a research and bring it back for our next meeting.
So is
So
it,
you would write the grant then?
Yeah.
Or your staff would?
Yeah, I would.
Staff.
is it true then that,
So the 20th, we can decide what to do. Sorry.
that's okay. Just curious, Kane must be the only individual that works for the city that doesn't have a city provided mode of transportation, or?
So right now, that's what I've been told.
So that's a good thing to know. That's
He was
it's
using.
just one.
Or has been used, sometimes used.
They have trucks. that are-
Six-wheeler.
If
Yeah,
there's,
side by side.
Right.
there's trucks, but whether who's using the truck.
Had to go 2 miles.
Well, sure, I mean,
But
it
he's
could be
got-
managed with some vehicle
Lots of tools.
utilization for it. Who knows how it's managed,
But
but,
I saw some three or two right now.
okay.
So I mean, it's not even long.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring that to our next meeting.
Yeah.
Hopefully we make a decision, just. If we don't make a decision there, we just won't apply for the grant, because then it would be too late.
You hurry up and get those lots ready to sell.
Let's fire it up. I'll work on that.
Just a couple of new things, I looked back at the May meetings. So Greener's Pub, cocktail lounge, yeah, pretty pleased and thank you, which is 3 tails toward the front half of that. It's really gonna be nice. It's a gold rush theme for the pub. It's got, tin for the ceiling, and it's gonna be really just nice bar, and a big wood fired pizza oven, kitchen, so.
You know about that.
I helped him, he called me up on my forklift, I unloaded trucks for his refrigeration equipment for him, so he asked me if I'd come down and help him with that, so I. Couldn't be brave as I am, I went down and did
It's
that.
trying for June, but
Nice.
Same with the flower place, I've helped her out with some things too.
probably July, hope it before gold rush for sure, yeah.
Great.
We wanna try a pizza before gold rush. We want all kinks worked out.
There
He
you
said
go.
that pizza oven.
Good for everybody.
That pizza oven, he had to get a whole different lift to lift. He asked me to mine, and mine's 5,000. That wouldn't touch the pizza. oven. So
8,600 or something like that.
it was 6 or 7 with a crane, it was about 6,000. I said, well, my lift only does 5 and I'm not gonna. He said the last guy that bought from those people, tried it with a lift like mine, and they ended up with a new pizza oven because it fell off.
Mhm.
And then you got a disaster. Well, there's a lot of stone in it, but I've been inside. It's very nice. I mean, it's getting to be very nice inside, and
Cool garage doors.
What's that?
Cool garage doors, you can see them from the road.
Yeah,
Wow.
both ends.
he said he's only gonna be open, I think, till 10 o'clock. That night. I mean, he's not gonna be open late. You know, you either got it or you don't. What's with the gas station?
There was a guy sitting outside of it the other day.
There was a guy sleeping or whatever up against the fence. He was mowing the lawn, and the next thing I come by, he's like, what is with the gas
The
station?
city's revoked the liquor license, they've revoked the cigarette license. Cause their hours are inconsistent, they're not open. Regular hours, so
They sell gas now, don't they?
they're selling gas, I saw somebody gas their boat the other day, and
Still only 91
what's that?
premium? Is it still only,
I don't know, I haven't.
I visited the other day and the other two were shut off.
Yeah, you can't get diesel, you couldn't get diesel regular before, and they own the one on. The same thing's going on 37th Street in Rochester, the same station that was owned by the same person.
Pine Island
Same
too.
thing, well, whatever, the same thing's going on there. I just kind of curious how someone can have that kind of a property and do whatever and not do any business. What kind of a loan's out there? Maybe it was cash and carry on it.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Very strange.
Bang.
When I think about our role, I think what's troubling is, we drive past it every day, of course, but there's 2 things for me. I think one is the maintenance of the outside of the building and the trash that sits outside oftentimes does not get picked up for weeks. And then the other piece is the inconsistency of people coming off to hit a gas station and not having what people want, people being frustrated, and that impacting the brand of our city. So those are just things that I'm kind of sort of aware of. I know we don't have a lot of control over, but it's disappointing to see just the state of the site where it used to be really a central place that the
Yeah.
community stopped in. And now it's not well maintained on the outside, and the inconsistency, I think, has a opportunity to impact our community.
Especially with the traffic that Two Sisters is getting and the convenience that it provides being right next door. So,
Not a pleasant sight. I know we talked to the state licensing, but because they don't have a license now, it's a county enforcement issue right now, so. And we've asked, about the deputy and periodically stopping there, just making sure they're, because I have a liquor license revoked, I went in, so we heard they were selling it, so I just went and bought a bottle of wine, and the door to the liquor store was closed from the outside, is broken, so they said, come around to the front. I went through the front, went through the door that's supposed to be locked, and then I bought it. I got a receipt. And so gave it to the sheriff. But he does, but he's trying to get a hold of it too and stop it.
I know they stopped at the lottery. I have a friend in the lottery and they stopped there in 37th Street in Rochester. They pulled out of those places. So it's just like you said. Unfortunate.
Very surreal. Okay, anything else? That's all I have. Walk on items, I guess we touched on a couple. There'll be a lot of activity here next week. We're crack sealing the 5th Street, River Park, seal coat later on. Work on River Drive, patching. And I'll be doing paving for the next 2 weeks. It's gonna be busy around town. So. All right. With that, I'll make a motion for those at 6:14.
A second.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Very much for coming.